I can't believe it's been a whole year. I started this podcast back in August of last year. I think the first episode launched on the 15th or the 16th, so we are right there at that year mark, and I think that that's awesome. And I just want to share a little bit about what's going on and the things that have changed and updated over the course of this last year. Hey mama, are you struggling with how to make time for yourself as a work-at-home mom? Are you drowning in laundry and dishes, poopy diapers, and kids who are constantly screaming, "Mom," even though they're 5 feet away from you? I get it. I'm Jessa, and this is Caught Up in Motherhood, where I want to help you set priorities, create boundaries, ask for help, and learn to love yourself in motherhood again. You can show up for you without sacrificing motherhood and without the guilt. So if you're ready to be caught up in motherhood, then go grab a fresh cup of coffee and that laundry basket sitting in the corner. Don't worry, I've got mine too. And listen in to today's episode. So, if you follow me on socials, you might have already seen that I have posted about a new website. And I have to say, I am beyond excited to have this new website finally up and running and available for you to go see and check out, because I have worked my butt off to get this done. It has been a long process for me as I've learned how to use this platform and do all of the things to bring this website to fruition. And I'm going to toot my horn a little bit here and say how proud I am of myself for getting it done and doing it all on my own and just getting it done. So excited. It's finally done and I can move on to the other pieces. Now, on the website, you'll notice that there are some things that are missing still, like episodes for the blog post. Oh my goodness, so much work there, taking all of these episodes and turning them into blog posts. But I digress. It'll get done. The main pieces are there. I think it looks great. And I really encourage you to go just check it out and see the hard work that I put into that thing. Now, along with the website, I also came up with this freebie item for you mamas, and I wanted to spend a little bit of time just telling you about it and encouraging you to go and download it. I will have the link in the show notes directly to the guide for you so you can go grab it. Otherwise, you can get it on my socials and directly on the website on the homepage too. It's all over the place. You can find it. I know you can. But this guide is titled Reclaiming Your Identity. It's a 7-day mom's guide to self-discovery. There we go. And during this 7-day journey to rediscover yourself, you're going to spend some time really embracing the incredible mom that you've become and find ways to marinate who you were before mom and who you are now as mom. And across these 7 days, we're going to go over a couple of different things. Each day, we're going to spend some time talking about a specific topic, and you're going to do a little bit of journaling, brain dumping, writing things out. And I don't necessarily have the writing guide out there right now. If there's interest in that, I can totally make one, but right now it's just a guide. So I really encourage you to have a notebook or some paper out while you go through the guide so you can follow along and do the prompts. And with each day, you'll be able to work through the prompts that I provide for you. So like day 1 is self-reflection and embracing your season of motherhood that you're currently in. So it's all about taking a step back in your current moment and reflecting on what brought you to where you are now and everything you've gone through, you've been through, and just being accepting of the current season you're in and knowing how to move forward within this season and how to be productive in your current season, right? If you're in the season of having a new baby, there can be so much that you need to do to nurture and take care of that baby that other things like your business or your work or your marriage might be put on a back burner for a little bit as you're concentrating on this new baby and nursing and feeding and all the things that come with that. So really knowing what season of motherhood you're in and figuring out what you're going to do with that. along with each day, I also reference past podcast episodes that can give you a little bit more insight and depth to each day's activity that you're going to be working through. Now, each day is going to grow on the work that you did on the previous day, and you're just going to keep going through the different days. For day 2, you're setting priorities and embracing your path to self-care and growth, and then you're continuing on through this journey through day 3, day 4, all the way through to day 7. And along the road here, I would be available to you as you're going through the guide. I'll send you a couple emails offering my support and my availability to you as you go through this, because this is something new, and I really encourage you to take the time to just go through the guide and embrace this motherhood journey that you're in and reclaim your identity and reclaim yourself. And have this self-awareness of where you are in your motherhood journey so that you can take those steps to reconnect with yourself and find the things that bring you joy outside of being a mom, because you are more than just mom, and you want to show that to your kids and your husband and your friends and family that are around you, that you are more than a mom. You are more than a provider, than a caretaker. You have hobbies and interests and things that you want to do. And being a mom can totally light you up, and that's great. But there are things that you should also enjoy doing outside of being a mom. And it's finding that balance of what do you enjoy doing and who are you? As the kids get older and they're going to school here, school's around the corner and they're going to be gone for part of the day. And I find some moms find themselves in this paralysis moment of, oh my gosh, they're in school. What do I do now? You get so used to them being home for the summer that all of a sudden there's this flip and you're like, okay, either you have a list of a million things you want to get done, or you're just frozen and don't know what to do next. And then you just, relax maybe for a little bit, which is always good. And then you spend some time watching a couple shows. And then the next thing you know, it's Christmas and you haven't done anything. So figuring out your season, where you're at, what you're doing, and how to move through this whole process is so important. So I'm keeping this episode a little bit shorter because I just wanted to come on and say thank you for a whole year of having the podcast, being here and for you. And I'm really hopeful that the new website and the new freebie guide, Reclaiming Your Identity, will help one of you, some of you, in some way to reclaim your identity as moms and to just take that next step to rediscovering for yourself. And if you haven't already, and this is your first episode, I really encourage you to hit that follow button and find me on Instagram so that you can continue this journey and get more tips and more information and more firsthand knowledge and stories and experiences as I talk about my own life and my motherhood journey as a mom with 3. I have a 4-year-old, a 1.5-year-old, and a 7-month-old. And all my babies are winter babies. So I got birthdays coming up here soon. And they're all getting older. And I am not ready to have a 5-year-old or a 2-year-old or even a 1-year-old to really think about it. It's just they grow so fast. So come along on this journey with me as we rediscover ourselves and this motherhood journey and build that confidence in our motherhood and have guilt-free everything, right? Guilt-free motherhood, guilt-free work-life balance. I mean, I work every single day on my business, and I'm very fortunate in the fact that right now my 2 youngest nap at roughly the same time. They go down within a half hour of each other, so I get a good block of an hour and a half, 2 hours. Oh my goodness, every now and again I'll get a 3-hour block, oh my goodness. And I can actually sit and get some work done. And not having the guilt that isn't enough, or not having the guilt that that's too much time away from doing XYZ, right? The laundry, the dishes, activities with my oldest son, or activities with the other kids, or figuring out dinner. I don't know. There's so many other things that we think we need to be doing, but not having the guilt around whatever it is that we're choosing to do in that moment. Whatever that thing is that you've decided to do, because we can beat ourselves up so much as moms of not doing enough, not being present enough, just not being enough in so many different ways that when we finally make the decision on something to do, that guilt just sets in because you were doing A and not B. No matter what A is and no matter what B is, it's always there. So we have to figure out ways to turn that negativity around and to stop the negative talk and to stop all of this guilt around what we're doing and learn to enjoy the moments we're in and enjoy the time that we have in this season of life, because it goes by so fast, right? My youngest is 7 months. She's going to be a year before I know it. And oh my goodness, has the 7 months gone by so fast. And then I think about my 4-year-old who's almost 5, like not ready for that at all. And it was just yesterday that we had him. Like, it's how it feels sometimes. And I'm sure others can say the same thing about their kids at 10 and 12 and 15 and 18 and whatever, right? It goes by so fast. So I encourage you to live in the moment. Enjoy the time. And don't forget, Mama, that you got this. And we'll talk on the next one. Hey, Mama. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I know you have a lot going on, and I appreciate you taking the time to listen. I hope this episode gave you new energy to tackle the day. If so, could you leave a review and subscribe to the podcast so that you never miss an episode? That would mean the world to me. I'd also love to connect with you on Instagram, so send me a DM and let me know if this episode was helpful. I love hearing from you. Remember, Mama, you got this. Until next time, I'm Jessa Ray, and this is Caught Up in Motherhood.